Hi everyone, you're watching scenestr TV. This is Matt Innes, and we are here at the Tivoli Theatre in Brisbane. Sitting with me, we have Killian and Jon from Boy and Bear. Hi guys, thanks for joining us.
Hey mate.
Thank you.
And they're of course back on tour with their brand new album, Suck on Light. Tell me how it all came together, and I believe it all sort of came out of a pretty turbulent time for the band as well.
Dave, like our singer, hadn't been well for a few years, and that kind of came to a head at the end, really, during the last recording sessions for our last record, Limit of Love, and through the touring cycle. Then that was pretty hard work, and then he was sort of like needing some time after that to just get better, basically. We weren't really sure what else to do. We got together anyway, the other four of us, and we just started like fleshing out some ideas, trying to come up with some things, just trying to keep being creative, I guess. And then basically as of kind of the beginning of this year, we headed over to Nashville and got in the studio and recorded it.
I mean, Nashville's obviously the sort of city of music, so it's a pretty big part in just the history of, I mean, everything from country to rock and roll to all kinds of music. It's just a big central hub basically for producers and engineers and anyone you might want to work with. We'd sort of originally spoken about doing it in Australia, particularly because of Dave's health. But as he was starting to improve, we started to entertain the idea of heading over there, which is how we got to Nashville again.
There's also a bit of magic, I think, in us all being away together, where you're just focused on just doing the record. When you're all there in Nashville to record, then that's what you're thinking about and that's what you do.
You're not a great person to chat to when you're so deep into writing. It's like, other than the music, it's really hard to like have a conversation about anything because it's just absolute tunnel vision. So we're just a pain in the ass to be around.
You guys must be a bundle of joy when you get
100%, yeah. I've been told that a lot.
Get to know your partner again.
Yeah.
Is there a story behind Hold Your Nerve, considering what's actually gone into making this album?
We actually spun out a heap of different ways of that song working. Like we were trying a version with no drums and just the sort of electric guitar changing the chords and the vocal, and then we brought in some weird sort of synth sounds to it, and then we tried a version with drums and we couldn't decide for a while, and again it sort of sat there and we went through
on the B list.
It was on the B list, you know. It was like, if we have time at the end of the recording, we'll entertain recording that song because all these other ones we're really stoked with. It's really hard to spend a lot of energy diving into that and giving its full justice when you're juggling 15 or 16 other songs that you've been sitting on for a year or so, and to sort of allocate that energy is quite a big task. So it just sort of sat in limbo for a while where we weren't sure what to do with it. But like I said, we got to the end of the actual recording and we'd done maybe, I can't remember, 14 songs or something. I can't remember, but we had an extra few days and we went, hey, let's try this song. And Colin really liked the song. He sort of heard the demo as well. He was like, yeah, we absolutely have to record that one. Canada is probably one of our favourite places to tour, and Canada and Australia has this weird sort of, I don't know, it's almost like they're in sync a little bit. A lot of music that works here. Yeah, exactly. Well, that too. And it's just, I don't know, stuff translates well. So like, Canada's a lot of fun because the venues are definitely a bit bigger, but parts of the States, there can be some really small pockets. Like when we go through the Midwest, you could have 100 people at a show, you know. It's in the middle of nowhere and it feels that way as well. But it's great. It's like, it's a really fun experience. It's definitely a different level to back here. Like they're different sized rooms, but I think that's something we're so used to doing. Everywhere you go in the world, one country could be X amount, the next country could be a third of that, you know. It really is pretty varied.
Killian and Jon from Boy and Bear, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck on your tour. Great to have you back with Suck on Light.
Thanks, appreciate it a lot.
Cheers, mate.